There are many things which we would have to get right to be successful in businesses, international businesses, and no matter what we are doing generally in life. Many things are there, and one of the things which I feel that is very important, and many times we are not spending a lot of effort to improve that skill, is our skill to networking, networking ability. Yes, so that is very important. One of the very important things which we would have to reflect on and think about. um, Most people who are comfortable with networking, they stay in the same zone, and most people who don't like to network, they don't put any effort or energy to improve that skills. And in businesses, international businesses, you would see that that skill is very important. And I'm sure even if you have not started working yet, you must have observed in your life that people who have better connections, uh, they they always end up in one way or another a little bit better off than people who lack uh, good or important connections in their life. So, and sometimes we even don't look at it very positively, like someone who would get some job right after undergraduate without a lot of experience. One of your friends, maybe, or person you know, they get a job, and most times people would say that, oh, because the person is linked, that is why they got the job. So when they say this, they try to discount their mental capability or capacity, and try to the put the energy in the connection they have. But if you think if you think about that, you are going to you are going to realize very quickly that are going to realize very quickly that uh, are going to realize very quickly that um, um, that person might not have maybe spent energy in maybe studies, but somehow he or his family, he or she or whoever, the family or anyone, they have put their energies in having better connections. So sometimes it is because of the family in which the person is born, but still, the idea is that wherever we are in life, we should um, think about, we should have a positive type of mindset towards networking, and positive type of mindset that networking is important. It is going to help us maybe where other things which we might have are going to stop helping us. And reflect in your own experiences and so on about networking. So that is the essential reason to select this article. So even if you are pro in networking, you will get some insight from this, and especially if networking is something which you have not paid attention yet, and most of the times we don't, this article is going to give you some ideas which you should think about. So please, let's focus on this instead of putting irrelevant message to the class in the chat box, please. Learn to love, learn to love networking. Learn to love networking. Yeah. So the idea is not just to start networking, but the idea is that how to inculcate the necessity, how much importance this networking can networking has. And before we start talking about what they have said in the article, I think it is very important that no matter you like it or you don't like to network, or you are good in it or you are not good in it, irrespective of that, at least as we start, please think about it, that no matter we like it or not, it is something which is important. So at least have start thinking on those lines that yes, this is important. And if I network and I am good in networking, then it is going to help me in some way. So at least start with that type of mindset. Even people who find it repugnant can do it effectively, even if it is extremely difficult. This is something good. Even if you find it extremely distasteful, extremely difficult, still you can do it effectively. So that is the idea, how you can do it in a better way. I hate networking. We hear this all the time from executives, other professionals, students. They tell us that networking makes them feel uncomfortable. Yeah, and this happens. Uh, and that is why the things which we don't do, why we don't do those things, because it is not necessarily we like them or we don't like them. It has a lot to do with being comfortable in that thing. So if you would want to think that whatever it is in this article we are thinking about networking, but it can be anything. It can be, let's say, public speaking. So if you are if you feel think about it, if you don't like it, one of the reason is that public speaking makes you uncomfortable. You would want to think about it, why it makes you uncomfortable. So networking in this case, uh, why it makes you uncomfortable, what is the reason? Is it that you think maybe that why people would want to network with you? What do you have to offer? And we would like to answer that type of question, even if apparently you don't feel that you have much to offer. Still we will try to find out using this article that there can be many things which you can offer, even without having experience, even just coming out of university and no work experience or anything. So that whatever your reason is of uncomfortness, feeling uncomfortable, you would want to think that why, what is the fundamental reason. You would want to uh, think about that. And phony, even dirty. This is very interesting, and there are some examples which we would like to discuss later. Although some people have a natural passion for it, namely the extroverts who love and thrive on social interactions, many understandably see it as brown nosing, exploitation, and inauthentic. People generally, with what type of people we would like to network. Those has to be of some higher value than us. We would like to network with people or make connections with people who we think that have something to offer to us. um, and uh, and then if they have to offer whatever they have to offer to us, and we are trying to approach them in the moment when we need them, that is maybe not the best time, because you need to anticipate in your life, like going down the line after 1 year, 2 year, what type of people you would like to know in next 1 year, 2 year, 3 years, 5 years, what type of people you would want to network with. So that networking effort needs to start from now. Like when you will reach out to someone at the time when you just need them, and you just reach them at that time and ask for the favor, yes, maybe you will be granted, but then you can, at that time, you are the other person can feel that that is exploitation, that is not genuine networking. So that is one thing which generally speaking people do, like when at the time when they will need someone, they will reach out to them in an effort to network with them. And right away ask for the favor which which you are looking for. So, but that is why they are not successful in that, because let's see, I reach out to you and I I reach out to, let's say, Carl Ray Williams, and I reach out to Carl Ray and I say, okay, can you do this for me? And in that same time, I'm networking and I'm asking for the favor. um, Carl Ray might grant me the favor because he might say, okay, he's facilitator of this course, so let me do what he's saying. But that's not genuine networking. I should anticipate that maybe in 3 or 4 years time I might need some favor from Carl Ray, and from now I start building relationship with Cadre, and over a period of time I have built the relationship, and then we are just hanging out maybe sometime somewhere uh, in 3, 4, 5 years, and I am looking a little bit upset for some reason, and Cadre asks me what happened, and I tell casually that this happened. So because we have networked and we know each other for some time, Carl Ray would just see what needs to be done and maybe do it. So I might not even have to ask for the favor, and that is the right type of networking one needs to go for if they needs to be successful in that, especially in the context of businesses and international businesses and those type of things. So that, so it needs, you need to now anticipate what type of people you would require in the in the in the in the future, uh, what type of people you would require, and have start building your relationship from now. So in that sense, when you are reaching out to them, you are just reaching out casually and having conversations, and just just chit chat here and there, regular talks, not asking for favor right away, uh, because the chances of success is going to be very slim that way, and the other person would very quickly realize that you are reaching out to them because you need the favor. So networking, the real type of networking which I want you to love, is this way, which I'm trying to explain, and we will clarify this concept as we go further. So please think about all these things which I'm going to say in next 1 hour. But in today's world, networking is a necessity. Yeah, so it's not a choice the way I'm looking at it, or the article is looking at it. You are good in it or you are not good in it. If you, it does not matter. If you are good, you need to become greater. If you are, if this is something you don't like, you have to like it, because just the other things are not enough. There are many things which although I like to feel that money can buy almost everything, but it is true that there are some things which maybe money cannot buy. So if you are in that type of situation, then you would want to think about your, like, the it's two type of richness. um, um, Well, there are many types of richness. I'm just, thinking about one of the clips I saw from the great Bob Marley, what he says about richness. That was very thought-provoking. But anyways, there are two type of richnesses which I would like to discuss. One is financial and one is social. So finance, money, and all of those things which all of us know, of course. And there is also being recognized in society, being influential. In simple words, when people know people, that is also a type of richness. Like, you go in some office and you find someone who knows you, and it might take 1 hour to do the job in the bank, but the person who is working in the bank is, the person for wherever, and they want to help you, and you are out in 5-10 minutes. I'm sure you have experienced those type of things, not necessarily in banking environment, but anywhere. People know people. and people know you and they know you in a good way, then of course it automatically they would want to do something for you here and there, even if you are not asking. So that to have, we always are aspiring to be rich financially, but and we put a lot of effort in that. We work and we study and go to job or start our own business, all of that, and that is financial richness. But there is another type of richness where people know people, social richness. So that is where networking is going to fall under, and you definitely have to think about that. And that is why maybe I don't know why, what is the perspective the authors have to say it, that it is a necessity, but that is the way I'm thinking about it. A mountain of research shows that professional networks lead to more jobs. Yeah, people in NCB, people in Scotia Bank, people in Grace Kennedy, people in Jamaica Broilers, all these companies, better ones, someone there. Uh, you complete your graduation, you have a better chances are you're going to find some type of work somewhere because you have the qualifications. Yes, you have the degree, but people know people. So, and the research also suggests that it's more jobs, business opportunities, broader and deeper knowledge, improved capacity to innovate, faster advancement. This is very interesting. Faster advancement. Your file is there for promotion. Maybe three other people are there. Uh, all people are equal, but you have better networking connections with the board. They know you personally, you know them. Chances are that if all other things are equal, they might give you the favor because you also know them and they know you. So we cannot discount that. And I was earlier saying that sometimes people look down to it, that oh, that because he has connection, that's why he got the job or whatever. You can't look down on that. I think the person spent time and energy to network, which maybe you and me did not. So uh, that is, if we want to compete with that person, then we need to spend some time in networking. We need to think about our situation and see what can we do to improve our social standing, if you want to call it that, and greater status and authority, all these things. Building and nurturing professional relationships also improves the quality of work and increases job satisfaction. So this is part of research. Uh, so these are the benefits of networking. But then, of course, people feel that it is difficult, and why people would want to network with me, or what I have to offer, or you feel anxiety towards uh, reaching out to people, and you are a little bit shy, or you are telling yourself introvert or whatever. But please recall that all these things can be learned, and that is what we will discuss shortly. When we studied 165 lawyers at a large North American law firm, for example, we found that their success depended on their ability to network effectively, both internally to get themselves assigned to choice art clients, and externally to bring business into the firm. So this is something which cannot be taken lightly. Those who regarded these activities as distasteful and avoided them had fewer billable hours than their peers. Yeah. So it is, they will survive also. If you are not networking, it's not that you will be out. Uh, you might survive also, but you won't be making as much money as people who have better connections and are likable and know how to make relationship, and how to talk and which words to use, all of those things, in which situation they end up making more money also. Uh, Fortunately, our research shows that an aversion to networking can be overcome. And this is the key thing. Whatever your aversion is, whatever the reason you feel that networking is not possible for you, it yes, I'm not saying it is easy. I'm not saying that. I understand it can be difficult for different people and different situations. But whatever it is, it can be learned, and any aversion to it can be overcome. That is the good part. So that is what you need to think, and that is the mindset you need to start having that. We have identified 4 strategies to help people change their mindset. So your mindset might be that, oh, it is hard, it is this and that, and I understand that, and that is why I selected this topic. Yes, it is hard, yes, but it is very important, it is essential, and we will look at 4 different strategies. I might share my own experiences also with you, which helped me improve my networking in different areas. You can do that also. And by end of in next 1 hour, we will have something, and then we will slowly over a period of time, then we will see which things we can work on, looking at our circumstances, and then over a period of time we will learn how to network. It is not something which you read this article and you say I will start doing it, and you start doing it, and boom, tomorrow you have network, or at the end of the semester you have network. No, that is not how it is going to work. It will happen over a period of time. uh, the earlier you will start and realize the importance of networking, the earlier you will learn. So if you are like 20 now, and you start working on it, by the time you are 30, in next 10 years you will build a good networking relationships in maybe Kingston. People will maybe know you, you will know people. But if you will not do anything now, so you will reach 30 anyways. So by the time you are reach 30, there will be no strong network. Yes. So it is, the idea is that the earlier you start, uh, the better it is. And here are some of the strategies which might help all of us. And this is for you, and this is for me also. I will also learn a couple of things from looking at this article. So first strategy, or first thing which you need to have in your mind is, when you are approaching for networking, the focus is not necessarily on the other person, or the focus is not on networking per se. You are not networking, your focus is on learning, that where should I focus on right now, where should be my mind right now. So my mind right now should be on learning. Just like when you come to the session, your focus should not be like on anything else. Yes, other things are important. Your assignment is due on 23rd, you have things to watch, you have things to read, you need to prepare for other courses assignment, and you have to prepare for final exam. Yes, all of those things are true. But right now in this moment, where should be your focus? Your focus should be on learning about how to network right now. That is where your mind should be right now. Same way, when you are approaching someone for network, your focus should not be that if I network with this person, I will gain this, or I will be able to tell people that I know this person. No, that is where the mistake would be, because we don't know if you will be able to forge a network workable, or good connection with that person or not. We don't know that. But the focus, it should be on learning what you can learn between in that time, or whatever. And later on I'm going to give you some examples, but let's see what they are trying to say here. Very interesting points they are making. Most people have a dominant motivational focus, which psychologists refer to either a promotion or prevention mindset. So either a promotion mindset or a prevention mindset. Those in the former category think primarily about the growth, advancement, and accomplishments that networking can bring them. while those in the later see it as something they are obliged to take part in for professional reasons. Yeah, so you are, maybe you are in a party, a work related party, and you are required to you know, talk with people and all of those things, which we do at work. We sometimes have to do those type of things, but maybe that is not the best mindset to have. In lab experiments we conducted in US and Italy with college students and working adults, and in an additional sample of 174 lawyers at a firm, these authors studied, they document the effect of both type of thinkings. It is the mindset they are trying to reflect on, both promotion mindset and prevention mindset. So promotion focused people, and this is what they found, um, network because they wanted to and approach the activity with excitement, curiosity, and an open mind about all the possibilities that might unfold. Yeah, so all the possibilities, not what just they are thinking about, and there are possibilities. They might unfold, they might not unfold. So it's a casual type of conversation, but with curiosity, with excitement. uh, if it works out, yes, but not to take something from the other person. um, if you are taking anything, it is linked with learning. So all you are taking is learning, asking interesting questions, maybe sharing your point of view on something. That is what is promotion mindset is talking about. And then on the other hand, prevention focused people saw networking as a necessary evil and felt inauthentic while engaging in it, so they did it less often, and as a result underperformed in aspects of their jobs. And this is very interesting points they have made. Inauthentic. Why inauthentic? Why whatever they are saying is not sounding authentic? Because maybe their focus is that what they are there for, what they want to gain from that conversation, what is the favor they are thinking to ask next. um, I see it many times. Like, for example, we had a party, and some people were invited, and one of the guy came, and he works for some, I think, some property dealing, like people who show houses and so on. And in front of me, he spoke with a very influential guy who is quite rich, and yes, he could afford to buy whatever he wants. And he just meeting the person, and just after hello, hi, and a little introduction, he right away started pitching his selling ideas to the guy. And of course the guy uh, moved on. Of course, because this was not for that purpose. The party was not for that purpose. It was like just hanging out. So he rushed his what he wanted to say very quickly. He rushed, and actually people are in a rush. That is what I have felt. Anything they want it in a rush. So I would meet you, and I'm talking with Michael, and I'm just, hello, Michael, yes, yes. And right away, put in my proposition. Okay, Michael, I'm doing this. And then if Michael says, no, this is not something which I'm looking for now, then I move away from Michael and I say, well, Michael is no good. It does not work like that. You are definitely going to make feel other person and yourself inauthentic in that type of situation. And after a couple of times trying to network like that, of course when it will not work, then you might not want to engage in it. You might say, what is the point? I should not engage in it, and then you will do it less often. uh, you won't do it very often, and that is, I think, that is one of the very important points. Very important points. if you want to get better in something, you might want to do it many times before you get a hang of how this thing is done. Because of course in the beginning you are going to make some mistakes, you are going to say some things which are not going to go well with the other person, and then there are different types of personalities. So over a period of time you will hone your skills of networking. So if you are if you are not successful in first 5, 6, 10, 20 times, 30 times, 40 times, that should not that should not make you think that maybe you cannot network. It is all about changing your style, change how you approach. Every time you are unable to network, think about these things, like what did you say? Did you show patience? Like you are just talking for the sake of talking, for the sake of learning? Are you talking for the sake of learning without thinking about what you want from that relationship or whatever? Just learning, and over a period of time, yes, you can ask whatever you want, um, but maybe asking too quickly. I think that is based on what is coming in my mind. I think that is one of the problem. Like the patience is, I think, missing, because people are not focusing on the learning aspect. They are focusing on what they want from that contact and quickly trying to get that. And if you can't get that, then move on or something like that. Yeah. And as a result underperformed in aspects of their job. So is that because based on how they have constructed this line, because you are doing it less often, as a result you will underperform. So why to think that you will reach out to some person in a party to network, and yes, you are handsome, yes, you are good looking, yes, you are bright, and you know how to talk. Even if you have all those things, why should one think that the other person will want to talk? Why you have that thing in your head? Well, you are just, it's a proposal. You are proposing a conversation, and the other person has all the right to walk away. If the person walks away, why don't you let the person walk away with a smile? Because party is going on, that person might come back. You don't know that. But people don't do that, generally speaking. Um, Only experienced people would maybe behave like like that. And I think you should reflect on that. Even if you are giving some suggestion or something, proposition for a networking, whatever it is, and the other person says no, please understand that that no is only in that time. It is not a no for the lifetime. So that mindset, I think you would want to think about. Thankfully, as Stanford University has documented in her research, there is some guy, they have done some research. It is possible to shift your mindset from prevention to promotion. So the research indicates that all the things which I was trying to mention, movement from prevention to promotion, where you are curious, excited, you are thinking about all the possibilities, might unfold, might not unfold. You are open to the way the things go, not just focused on your what you want. All these things, the changing of mindset based on the research at Stanford University, yeah, one of the top universities in the world. There are people are suggesting that all of this is possible. But again, these things don't happen overnight. So that you see networking as an opportunity for discovery and learning rather than a chore. Yeah. It's more about discovery and more about learning and seeing what are the possibilities. If in a networking environment someone says no to your proposition, you can always say, okay, this is no, what else? If we can't do it like this, how else we can do? What do you suggest? It's more of a conversation. Yeah. Um, Consider a work related social function you feel obliged to attend. You can tell yourself, I hate these kinds of events. I'm going to have to put on a show and schmooze and pretend to like it. Yeah, yeah, like 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 schmooze, talk to impress when you really don't maybe want to talk. Yeah, so many times people don't, sometimes they say, oh, why to go into that in that networking party, or I won't enjoy people at the point when they need them, but you have not built any type of background for them to help you. So that background is very important. Yes, you can reach out to people in the last minute, and they might help you also. I'm not saying that does not happen, but that would not maybe fall under the category of proper networking. Or you can tell yourself, who knows, it could be interesting. Yeah, it could be interesting. Sometimes when you least expect it, you have a conversation that brings up new ideas and leads to new experiences and opportunities. Yeah. Uh, if you are an introvert, you cannot simply will yourself to be extrovert, of course. Yeah, but everyone can choose which motivational focus to bring to networking. Concentrate on the positives, how it is going to help you boost the knowledge and skills that are needed in your job, and the activity will begin to seem much more worthwhile. Yeah, so essentially the idea is that you focus on not what you will get from the networking, not just on that, but the focus is that what can I learn from this conversation. Um, Focus is on learning. Focus is not on taking something uh, right away. Yes, eventually maybe we can ask for whatever you want, but then again the timing and the best I think thing is that, just like I was trying to explain earlier, that you build your network over a period of time, and then you are sitting with your network, and something happens and they ask you to, they offer their help themselves without you asking them. That is how network should be used, not that you have to ask. Just like you have network of your friends and colleagues and people, how that networks work. uh, when your friend see you, your best friend see you, like you are a little bit worried or anxious, don't they ask themselves that, oh, what is the problem, Shanice? What happened? Are you okay? I can help you in any way. What can I do? Don't they offer themselves? They observe you, and so why? Because they are part of your network. You are engaged with them at that level. So that is how you should at least try to vision it. Um, and then the thing would be that how to, yes, with friends we can always maybe do this type of thing, but we want to do make network with high value person, like uh, friends generally are on the same level, generally speaking, like maybe someone who is more smarter or more experienced, or some mentor, or some manager, higher manager at work. How to engage those type of people who are in some type of authority, um, to network. So the first point is focus on learning. So once you have taken care of the second point, is going to identify how to go about maybe people who you feel that maybe you don't have access to them or something like that. So for that, you think about identifying common interest. Yeah. So commonality, similarity, that you need to find out what that is. So maybe you have your manager at work and your manager likes to play golf. So now you know that the manager likes to play golf. So now you develop some interest in golf and start the manager starts seeing you that you also play golf in the same area, same type of place. You start moving a little bit closer. Maybe you are not started talking with them or networking with them, but at least in the beginning it's just he's seeing you, boss is seeing you, you are seeing boss playing golf, uh, exchanging hello hi a little bit here and there, and now if you want, of course you want your boss to promote you. So as you see your boss in the golf course and you go to the boss and say, okay boss, please promote me. Yes, might promote you, but that is not how it should be. So um, it's just they are looking at you. Now you can a person who is not going to do these type of things might say, oh, golf is very expensive and I don't have time to go to spare every weekend or whenever to go and play golf and whatever. Well then, it's not easy. As we were saying, networking, you will have to plan what type of people you want to network with, and so on. So planning and effort, without that you won't be able to network and so on. But anyways, coming back to it, identify common interest, some type of commonality, uh, some type of thing which both of you can exchange some viewpoints or something like that. Yeah. uh, that is, I think, maybe you would want to think about. I think someone want to say something. Please go ahead, Abby. Yes, go ahead.
Hi, sir.
Yes, please.
Before you were saying you shouldn't view networking as something that is really transactional, like what you can get from it. But isn't
Yes.
going out of your way to play golf with your boss so you can get a promotion also kind of transactional? Especially if you
Yes,
don't like golf or have no interest in golf.
that was just an example. It can be anything. It can be anything. You are right. It can be anything on that. What do you think? What type of example you would want to give for that type of setting?
Well, I'm not sure because firstly, I'm an introvert and I don't really like networking at all. I mean,
Yes.
I work, so I'm put in situations where I have to communicate with people, and I have no problem with the one-on-one communications or like my team members. But outside of
Yes.
that, I don't really make an effort. I've been trying, or at least I want to make an effort to meet people outside of my friend circle, but I kind
Yes.
of find that hard to do.
Yes, but well, this is all these things which you are saying now, that it is hard for you and you are an introvert and all of those things. And I'm sure whatever you are saying, it is not a lie and you are being honest about it. But let me tell you that from my side, I'm listening to your voice, how you raised your hand, how you communicating. Believe me that I do not have any idea whatsoever that you are introvert of any sort. To me, the way I am looking at you, you are not introvert. You explained very clearly your reservation. Is it transactional? It is not transactional. You are able to say that you are not someone who, as a matter of fact, when I asked you the question, you were candid enough to say, I don't know. So that is, and if you think about it, we are talking one on one. It is true that there are other people in the room, but we are talking one on one. Just imagine that there is no one else in the room because no one else is talking. So we can just take everyone out, and it's just me and you. So you are fine, I think, and I'm sure that you are going to become very good in networking when you will decide that you are. So this is very good example to think about, everyone. What Abby is saying, that like she thinks that she is introvert, but um how people know that she's introvert or not? Could you have guessed the way she was able to speak. As a matter of fact, we might think if no one else speaks throughout the next 1 hour, and maybe Abigail is the only one who is extrovert. She was able to not just speak her mind, but when we ask her something, she very candidly says that I don't know, and she sees no problem with that, which is perfectly fine. So many times, what this tells us that many times we are thinking that we are we are introvert. Other people do not know, and I am very much like Abigail. I am introvert, uh, and now you might get surprised that how I am introvert. I'm giving examples from my life, from my experiences. I have no problem to share anything with you guys, even when it is being recorded or whatever. I have no type of problem in that. But if you ask me, am I extrovert? I would say no, I'm introvert. Yeah, but you would not know that. So, uh, uh, very interesting pointers to think about. Please think about these things. So, identify some type of common interest, like just like Abby identified a common interest with me. So I am someone, as I was saying, that in this time as we are together, only focus on networking, how to learn about networking. Don't think about anything else. So she's doing that right now. I am doing that. So this is something common between me and Abigail, that we have common interest. Both of us don't know how to network. We are not the best networkers in the world, but and we know that, and we are saying we are not the best, and we just want to learn more about it, networking. So now, uh, me and Abigail have networked because both of us are interested in knowing about networking. Yeah, so then maybe I can send something to Abigail that this is what I learned. What is your experience when you reach out to people? What happens, that uh, discomfort which we feel, like what to say, um, what happens with you, and she tells me what happens with her, and I tell her what happens with me, and we learn together about this. What is this? This is networking. And so our focus is on learning. Our focus is not on anything else. We are focused on learning. She's not asking me to write a recommendation letter for her master's degree or for her job. No, we develop a relationship like this, and when the time comes, after 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, she might write me an email that can you write me a recommendation letter? We have been always talking about networking. So I might say, okay, yes, no problem. That is not a problem. So why that happened? Of course, if someone directly asks me also, I will maybe do it for them. But I'm just saying that maybe someone would just mention to me that maybe Abigail works for maybe some company next 10 years. We don't know that. Next 10 years, Abigail is working with some top company, like maybe whatever the top company you can think about. And I want to transition from academia to that company, and Abigail works in HR there. And I'm just talking with Abigail, and I say, Abby, I want to transition. And she say, no problem. I'm gonna put an interview for you in my company, and these things happen. So then people might say, oh, is this is connection. Well, we spend a lot of time, many years, to network with each other. So there's nothing is wrong in that. And when we were networking, we were not asking for favors. It just naturally happened. And if you have that type of promotion mindset, then you won't feel that thing of exploiting someone or being exploited, and so on. So common interest is something which might we can think about. The next step in making networking more pleasant is to think about how your interests and goals align with those of people you meet, and how they can help you forge meaningful working relationships. Northwestern University calls this the shared activities principle. Yeah, it's a principle. You can memorize this just for your own knowledge. Shared activities principle. Potent networks are not forged through casual interactions but through relatively high stake activities that connect you with diverse others. He explains, you can read this article, very interesting article. I don't plan to discuss it maybe, but you can just look for this and maybe read it. Numerous studies in social psychology have demonstrated that people establish the most collaborative and longest lasting connections when they work together on tasks that require one another's collaboration. Yeah, so you want to maybe think about some activities where some type of collaboration. So I was giving example of golf, for example. You have to think about your own example as just an example. I'm thinking about golf, but it can be any other thing which is collaborative. So maybe there's a tournament and you say, okay boss, we know it, let's make a team together. I'm willing to team with you. So of course your skills should be of decent quality. Then your boss might want to collaborate with you, and both of you in the same team, and your job is to put the ball in the um, um, your job is to win the tournament, and for that you are doing various things, and in doing that you are doing some type of collaboration, maybe taking turns or something like that. It can be any other activity also, but the idea here is that some type of collaboration, if there is, it can help you. And the other example I gave when I was talking with Abby is that uh, when she learns anything good about networking, she shares that with me, and what I learn about networking I share with her. And this is also collaboration if you think about it, because she might go to some networking event, and after attending that she might share her knowledge of that event, like what happened, how people approached her, uh, what problems she faced, or how she interacted. And now those things which she would be telling me are not written in any book or any article. Those are her experiences which are unique. So maybe it can be it can be a topic which I am well read than maybe you are. Maybe I have read 3 4 books on networking which you have not, maybe. But you still have something to offer for me to understand about networking, which is your own experience, and nothing beats experience. What really happened in that situation, so you can share that. So from apparently you might think that what I can teach to him about networking, but if you think about it, you can teach a lot once you start talking about your own experiences. You can teach a lot. Yes, Abby, please go ahead.
Sir, I'm not.
I don't think we can hear you, Abby, so you might have to fix your mic, I think. Yeah. Okay, you can come back when you want. I think there is some connection problem. Yeah. Task interdependence can be one of the biggest source of positive energy in professional relationship. Yeah, where you are like interdependence. Um, like for example, your one of the tasks you are doing in this course is writing journal. Yeah. So you could write it in a way where I would learn something from your journal, because you have heard me say whatever I have to say, and I have made my comments on various
Hi,
things.
sir.
Yes, please, Abby, go ahead.
Yeah, I got disconnected. Sorry about that.
That's okay.
Yes, I was asking for the last journal entry from today's class.
No, it's not from live classes. It is the ones which are recorded. Yeah.
Oh, just the ones that are posted.
Yes. Yes.
All right, but it ends. It's supposed to be from our first class, which was the 31st, to when? I want to know the time period.
Yes, 21st, I think once the 10th one reaches. Look at the RVLE posting. It is written, I
Okay,
think, the 21st one, please. Yeah. So in the task
and it,
interdependence, in the task interdependence,
yeah.
you could think about. Abby, these type of questions are for the end of class. Right now, I just want to focus on
Oh,
the
okay,
topic of discussion, please. Yes. So task interdependence could be that when you are writing your journal, you could write it in a way that you ensure that I learn something from that. So let's say you are talking about globalization. You listen to the recording and you look at the website and you see the postings, and then you say, okay, what can I teach to the reader who has said these things, or those things are, because if you are just repeating the things which are already there, then what is the value you are creating? You are not maybe creating any value in that. So you always try to maybe, so it would not be a network relationship. It would be some average type of relationship where you are just maybe reporting what you are saying. Nothing is wrong in that. Also, at least it shows that you spend some time in listening. But then it is not task interdependence. It's not mutually rewarding, and that is very important thing in the as you try to build uh, any type of uh, networks. Here is an example. You can read that in your own time if you are interested. Um, they are saying, I did so much of this, I felt I could almost understand his personality before we met. Armed with that knowledge and convinced that he and Hack had similar worldview and aspiration, the guy felt much more comfortable approaching the industry elders. So, in this example, which they are mentioning above, uh, a person who was maybe less knowledgeable in the industry, they spend all the time in understanding the person they would want to reach out to, what type of articles they have written, what type of music they have produced if they are from music industry, what type of books they have written, what do they say in those books if the person you are trying to reach out is an author. Know as much about that person as you can, and then from there try to figure out what I can uh, bring on the table, so the other person would also want to uh, network with me. And it can be just your experiences. You are Because experiences are unique. um, there are like more than 10 friends right now sitting, and all of you might be uh, doing the same course and same exam and same coursework, and yes, but all of you have your own experiences of coming from the past, your the way you are brought up, or even when you are listening to me right now, you are taking different messages, different things. So for everyone, it is a unique thing for them. But the idea they have presented is that know as much as you can about the other person, other party, so you can think about what is the thing which is common, and then bring that, do something about that, whatever is the common interest. Try to find what can be done in a collaborative way where the other person would also benefit something. And then again, the focus is just like the first point, is on learning, and not just trying to gain something from the other person. Well, learning is also you are gaining that thing. So what I want to say is that, yeah, even if you want to gain, it is knowledge which you want to gain from the other person, uh, not any maybe material advantage, especially in the short run when you are just reaching out. When your networking is driven by substantive shared interest you have identified through serious research, it will feel more authentic and meaningful and is more likely to lead to relationships that have those qualities too. Yeah. So this is, I think, very important. You need to reflect on this. And then number three, think broadly about what you can give. And I think I tried to give some examples early in for point two also, which can link here. So again, don't think that you don't have anything to give, even though apparently you don't. Because I mentioned, if nothing, you can share your experience and uh, or something which happened in your life, so that would be unique for them. And like for example, in the perspective of international business, there is some, let's say there is some candy, Mars or Bounty or Cadbury, there's some chocolate, and you look at their advertisement, and now you can share your thoughts, what you felt after watching their advertisement or after tasting their products. That is unique for you. I might think different things when I look at their advertisement. So that is your unique experience. You can share that with, let's say, the marketing director of Cadbury in Jamaica. Yeah. Uh, Although we don't have Cadbury here, I'm just making a name. We don't have direct business of Cadbury here. We have distributors, local distributors who bring these chocolates of Cadbury in Jamaica. Yes. So um, um, looking at a marketing campaign of an international business, whatever you go through, whatever emotions you go through, you like it, you don't like it, whatever sentiments it provoke, those are your own sentiments, those are unique in many ways. So sharing those can be a collaborative approach, and so on. So think broadly, very broadly, not just what I'm saying. Think broadly about what you can give. There must be something which you can give. And let's look at what they are saying here. Even when you do not share an interest with someone, you can probably find something valuable to offer by thinking beyond the obvious. And maybe this is the point Abby was maybe giving when I gave example of golf. And many times maybe you would find that there is apparently no shared interest, or even if there is shared interest, it is maybe hard to convey it, or whatever. Um, so there are other things which you can think about. Of course, this is not always easy. I have said it, I think, couple of times since we started. We have found that people who feel powerless because they are junior in their organizations, because they belong to a minority, or for other reasons, often believe they have too little to give and are therefore the least likely to engage in networking, even though they are the ones who will probably derive the most benefit of it. So, because of their position, because of various reasons, they would not, uh, because apparently nothing is coming to their mind. Senior people were typically much more comfortable networking than junior people were because of their greater power in the organization. This makes sense when people believe they have a lot to offer others, such as wise advice, mentoring, access, and resources. Networking feels easier and less selfish. Yeah. So if, like for example, I'm talking about with you about this, and you exchange with me your own ideas about networking, and I will be talking on this topic because I am comfortable in this. I have a little knowledge in this. Um, it will be easier for me to say whatever I have to say. On the other hand, if there is someone junior and not much knowledge on the topic, let's say, and they might be a little bit reluctant for that. Um, so in that situation, I was saying that you can share your own experience, and you can even negate something which I am saying or the article is saying, because article can can say something and I can make some point, and you can now come and you can say, okay, it makes sense what you are saying, okay, but my experience is a little bit different. And then you can start your story. Maybe you tried to network with someone using some shared you identified some shared interest. You identified some shared interest, but still it did not work out. So you could come out now and you could say, okay, this was a situation, I identified shared interest, we went about it, and then this happened and this happened, and then it did not work out, so we could not network. So what went wrong there? Yeah. So it does not mean that you just create shared interest and everything will be fine. No, it is not like that. It is just one of the strategies to start the process. And you could come and you could say, well, no, I don't think shared interest is the right way to maybe start. Maybe there is something else which I might not say and the article is not going to say, and you might say at the end of the session, even if maybe you will say to yourself, not to others. You'll say to yourself that, oh, one thing is missing in the article, and maybe, this is one way, one technique which maybe is more powerful than finding maybe collaboration or shared interest or the focus on learning. Maybe that thing can be done. So that is perfectly fine also. Yeah, a controlled experiment confirmed this finding. People in whom we induced feeling of power found networking less repulsive and were more willing to do it than people assigned to a condition that made them feel powerless. Yeah. So, and it happens. You go in some networking event where everyone is, maybe your senior, and the difference is very much, and maybe social economic status is very much, they are coming from some higher class than maybe we are in, socially speaking, economically speaking. Maybe they have better jobs, maybe they are already well connected, they know all the people in the party and everyone wants to talk with them, and maybe no one knows us and we are a new entrant in the business or whatever it is, and people don't know us, and then we try to communicate, say something with someone, and then the other person don't really reciprocate the way we want them to, and then we are standing alone, or maybe we are with some friend which we took with ourselves, our own friend we took, and we are not networking with anyone in the party or the event, and we are just talking with the person we already know. Some people do that also. Yeah. So all of this, why this is happening, like you are expecting too much. You are expecting that you will go and you are not a pro in networking, and you will just start talking and everyone will start listening and would want to talk with you also. That's not going to happen. It is, you are going to miss many times. Like you might go to to an event and you might try 7, 8, 9 people before you find someone who you can talk with, and there is some shared thing, and uh, you are maybe comfortable, you click with them maybe. Yeah. uh, but then the idea of networking is to click with those people also who you don't really click with apparently. So you need to, it's psychology and those type of things, mindset you might want to think about that. They have mentioned very interesting book here also. Let's look at that. However, even those with lower rank and less power almost certainly have more to offer than they realize. So this is the point. Yeah, you might think you have nothing to offer to someone higher than you in any way, in their job position, in their social standing, whatever it is. You always have something which you can offer, but you never realize that. Yeah. So that realization we need to bring somehow. In their book Influence Without Authority, what a beautiful title. I think this is worth reading. Please see if you can find time to read this type of material. Very interesting book, Influence Without Authority. Yeah. Note that most people tend to think too narrowly about the resources they have that others might value. They focus on tangible task related things such as money, social connections, technical support, and information, while ignoring less obvious assets such as gratitude, yeah, recognition, and enhanced reputation. For instance, although mentors typically like helping others, they tend to enjoy it all the more when they are thanked for their assistance. So you have a mentor, you have someone at work who teaches you different things. Of course, maybe you have nothing to offer, but some type of gratitude and those type of things. That is the currency maybe they are looking for. Yeah, but of course it should be genuine. It should be heartfelt. If you really feel to thank, only then thank. Otherwise, it can backfire also because people sometimes know that you don't really mean it or whatever. So uh, the more heartfelt the expression of gratitude, the greater its value to the recipient. One young professional, these authors know, told them that when she turned 30, she wrote to the 30 people she felt had contributed the most to her professional growth, thanked them, and described the specific ways each had helped her. The recipients no doubt appreciated the personalized update and acknowledgement. She has mentors, people who helped her on her way. She's 30, she think about who are those people, write them a note, maybe phone call them, send them a text, whatever, email, whatever, and told them that okay, we had that conversation, you told me this at that point in time when I was 20, and that changed my mindset about that, and now I'm 30, 10 years gone, and this is where I have reached, and this started from that thing. Of course there are so many people there, but uh, the way you said whatever, it made me think about it, and yes, so it is, what did you do? You did not you did not give any money or financial gains to the person or something like that. You are just sharing what really happened in your mind. So their research or their findings or conversation with other people, these authors who wrote the article, it established that people are going to like it. Acknowledgement, true acknowledgement, and those type of things. Very rarely people are not going to like it. When gratitude is expressed publicly, it can also enhance an advisor's reputation in the workforce. Think of the effect you have when you sing your boss praises to your colleagues and superiors, outlining all the ways you have progressed under his or her guardianship. Yeah. People also appreciate those who understand their values and identifies and make them feel included. Yeah, people also like that type of thing. Here is an interesting example. An Argentinian executive based in the Toronto office of a Canadian property management company told us that Hendrik, a junior hire, maybe you are going to like this example, from Germany, who rallied everyone in the office to join a series of soccer games that he single handedly organized. His fellow expats, and there were many because the company's workforce was internationally driven, finally had something fun to do with their colleagues. And Hendrik's status and connections immediately shot up. And all he did is that he was a junior hire. All he did is that he arranged some type of games for the expats, and because he's arranging it, so everyone is maybe linking him. Okay, when is the game? What is the date? What is the time? What is so he's just arranging. He's a junior hire, but senior staff is also having conversation with with him, and that is how he is building some type of networking relationship. So he's not asking any favor for the work or something. He's just creating some games so which we can play together. and in that he's inviting other people and that type of thing. So his connections going to improve. Yeah. In spite of his low power position, he had brought something new to the table, and that new was playing games together for expats who are higher up than him. Yeah. So what is that? It's a very interesting example. You could do same thing in your work environment. What is that one thing which you can maybe do as a junior staff member when you have joined some big company or some international business? People would not want to really network with you because you don't have much experience. You don't have much knowledge. They have experience, they have knowledge. You are a junior staff. What can you do? And in this example, the guy is a junior staff and he's just arranging games. And then people who are interested, they would want to come. And then in those games, it's a networking opportunity. Yeah. Of course, not everyone is going to come, but this is how things start. Yeah. So now to have apparently junior staff is not getting anything from this, but he is just creating some links without asking any favor from his company. And then over a period of time, in next 6 months of playing games together, 1 year, 2 year, it is very likely that the junior staff is going to have one, two, three very good relationships with some manager level people. It is very unlikely that he will not have any good network at all. Very unlikely, at least two, three, or even one. And sometimes we just need one person to back us up in some type of promotion or some. It just has to be someone who is influential. Sometimes we just need that one person in our company who is influential, who can speak up on our behalf, defend us, something like that. Yeah. So uh, he's creating that opportunity for himself without even like telling people very clearly. You might also have unique insight or knowledge that could be useful to those with whom you are networking. For example, junior people are often better informed than their senior colleagues about generational trends and new market technologies. Yeah, it's very interesting. So you are 20, you are maybe your boss is maybe 50 or maybe 40 or something like that, and now you are more into whatever you are doing. You are more knowledgeable in that in terms of technology. Yeah. Maybe you know how to market, how to make advertisements on TikTok, because maybe your boss does not use it because he's maybe old, so he's not into TikTok. But TikTok companies are using it. International businesses are using it to promote their businesses. They collaborate with influential TikTokers and bring them on board and so on. Yeah. So, and now this can be very interesting topic to talk about your individual video, TikTok, how it influences international businesses. Here you go. It's a unique topic to maybe reflect on. Yeah. Um, in my international audiences, I think someone spoke about this, but still, it is very unique and new in the context of Jamaican environment. Yeah. So you would know more about these type of technologies if your bosses are a little old. So you might think, what do I know? But now you know, you are on social media all the time. They are not, maybe. So if that is the case, then you can tell them that, okay, let's make this, let's do it like this, let's do it like this. You can share your ideas. If nothing, you can share your thoughts. How do you view all of this social media campaigns for the international businesses? Maybe their marketing department is already doing some things in that. So you can say that, okay, I volunteer to work in there. In my off time, I can go there, or maybe I can go there every 2 hours, every other day, and give my input. because you would have maybe knowledge of new technologies just because of your age. You know how younger people are communicating. Maybe you are 16, 17, 18, and you just joined the company, and you know how to influence other 18-year-olds, 20 years old. Your boss is maybe 40, 50. They don't know that. Now you have that experience, so you can now share your viewpoints. So even when you will be sharing your viewpoints, you would become part of some focus group study because you are a member of that cohort which they want to target. So apparently you don't have much to offer because everyone is experienced and all of that, but still you will end up offering many things, your insight, uh, and and all of those things. The relationship ended up being a two-way street. Yeah. So in the earlier example, junior staff example, you can read the details of the example. When you think, it's very interesting, when you think more about what you can give to others than what you can get from them, networking will seem less self-promotional and more selfless, and therefore more worthy of your time. The focus is not on what you can get from others, but the focus is what you can give. As a matter of fact, I would like to say that if you can just do this thing, you will shine in networking environments. You are going to just shine. People will want to talk with you. Definitely they would want to, because you are coming in with the vibe that you don't need any favor. You are just having a conversation for to exchange views, to to learn from the other person's knowledge. And as everything concludes, the party is over or the event is over, you give a genuine thanks, uh, and with that type of mindset. And even if no networking happens afterwards, you still had a very good conversation with someone and you learned something from them, and in that you also shared your opinion, so they also learned something from you. And I think that mindset is very good, but that can only happen when you reach out to people when you are not like in desperate need. So you are networking to gain job, not when you have graduated. That is not the good time. It is never too late, they say, but and I understand that, of course, it is never too late, but timing is everything. They also say that. so, if you are graduating in next 2 years, now is the time to start thinking about how to network with the right people who can help you to find jobs. Who are those people? Are there any in the university? How different jobs are given in university? Um Outside, how to start talking with those people, not talking about that I need a job, just sharing what whatever is there to share, some shared experience, some shared values, some knowledge which I can share in terms of experience or whatever you have to do, you have to start networking now with those type of people. uh, and now you are of course not asking for a job, maybe because although everyone should work in in undergraduate, I think it should not be full-time school, but that is for maybe some other day. uh, but I'm assuming that you are just focusing on school and not working, so now is the time to think about how to network, so you are connected with the right people when you are ready to ask for job. Because once you graduate and then you start networking, at that time whoever you network with, you would be bent to ask them about job prospects or some favor like that. And at that time it might feel rushed because the other person might feel that you reaching out to them because you need a job now. So that is, nothing is wrong in that also, I'm not saying, but sometimes that technique does not work. That is why in the early stage of this article I said that um, the type of people which you will need in your life in next 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, think about that and start doing something to establish a network, a connection with them from now. uh, that would be ideal condition. Yeah. um, and lastly, find a higher purpose. Very interesting. Another factor that affects people's interest in and effectiveness at networking is the primary purpose they have in mind when they do it. Yeah. What is the primary purpose when you are trying to network with someone? If the primary purpose is that you have something to ask, just like I gave you example of a property consultant, or you want a job and you are talking with some HR person at that time, then everyone who needs a job, generally speaking, they are asking them at that time, because there is opening or something. So there are many people who are saying the same things. Uh, but if you know them from now and then the job opening is maybe in 2 hours, 2 years or something like that, then it is going to totally change everything. So the effectiveness at networking is the primary purpose they have in mind when they do it. What is the primary purpose? You are there to gain something, or you are there to just exchange viewpoints? Yeah. In the law firm, these people studied, um, they did some research. They found that attorneys who focused on the collective benefits of making connection, support my firm and help my clients rather than on personal ones, support or help my career, felt more authentic and less dirty while networking, were more likely to network and had more billable hours at a result. Yeah. um, so focus is on self promotion or or not. That is something important, and that is why they are saying find a higher purpose, not just immediate gain or something like that. Any work activity becomes more attractive when it is linked to a higher goal. Uh, this line is anyways very useful even outside networking. What is the higher goal? What is the higher goal? Like, I am discussing these articles with you guys, or why I am doing it. What is my higher goal to do these things? Yeah, I don't have to, and of course, you don't necessarily have to uh, listen to this now. You could listen to the recording also. Why are you here? Maybe to exchange some viewpoints. Uh, if they come, maybe that is the reason. I don't know what is the reason. Yeah, but why am I discussing this? Maybe you don't know, but I know the reason. I can get paid for for whatever I am doing from UV without talking about these articles also. Yeah. So payment is not the factor here. The 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 higher purpose is that, uh, in my life I have felt that networking is something. If I had spent more time in networking when I was in undergraduate, I would have been better off. Uh, um, that is what I feel, personally speaking. In my life, I have seen that you can be very smart, knowledgeable, qualifications, all those things. But if you don't know the right people at the right time, it can impact your career, and then you might start complaining. Oh, people who are connected, they have this and that. Uh, but I think that why it's not about complaining. It All of us should ensure that we um people know us, at least the ones which matter in various situations. and they know us not in the sense that we go to them when we need some favor. uh, we just enjoy good network with them. That should be the sentiment, and that is the higher purpose for me to discuss this topic of networking with you. So maybe you will see the benefit in this and start working on these things, maybe now. So so this thing is very important. Whatever you do in life, if you any work activity becomes more attractive when it is linked to a higher goal. um, uh, any You are studying at UV, why are you studying? What is your goal? If it is to get a job and pay your bills, yes, that is a decent goal, but everyone do that. It is not a higher goal. Everyone in the world, either they go to school or don't, they try to find a way to earn money and then they pay their bills. It is not a higher goal. Higher goal could be that yes, you want to study and you want to earn and pay your bills, but the higher goal is that you want to contribute to in any way to make Jamaica a better place to live. Maybe you want to work in crime and violence. You want to contribute there. Maybe you want to contribute to improve job opportunities for other people. Maybe you are just going to tell the you are not first year student, so you just want to tell the first year students. For example, you might want to tell them, I think some friends are commenting, and let's look at what they are saying. With COVID, I believe networking is difficult. So maybe you are going to tell the first year students that how to network in the times of COVID. Yeah, how can we network in the times of COVID? So the first year students, they can start looking at that. Yeah, so why don't you do something like that? So that is your contribution, that is your higher goal, so people are more networked or something like that. Yeah. um, so frame your networking in those terms. We have seen this approach help female executives overcome their discomfort about pursuing relationships with journalists and publicists. When we remind them that women's voice are underrepresented in business, and that the media attention that would result from their building stronger network might help counter gender bias, their deep-seated reluctance often subsides, because they are helping to minimize gender bias. Yeah, and that helps in that uh, in that category. Yeah. Um, okay. Okay. To let us be aware of how important networking is. Yes, absolutely. Lisa, I don't know why you said why, so you might have to elaborate on that. Why? What is the? I missed that. Yes, please go ahead. Yes, Shan, go ahead, please. Or Lisa or anyone, if you want to say something, please go ahead.
Good afternoon, sir. I believe that in first year they should have told us like we must learn to network because it is important.
Yeah.
Because after first year, after seeing that networking is important, then COVID came because I am a person like this, sir. If I see you today and I'm like, I'll talk to you, but tomorrow I will walk past you like I don't know you. So
Yeah.
it's something that I have to learn on my own that networking is important because with a degree in networking, you can go very far versus not networking.
Yes, excellent. Good to hear that, Shan, because um, that reaffirms that the way I am thinking, at least some of you are also thinking that, and it's absolutely correct and absolutely true what you said. And it's very sad that universities are not spending time on discussing these type of topics as undergraduate students come in. And definitely networking is one of those topics which needs to be dealt as people come in the universities. But unfortunately, it is very unfortunate, but it is never too late. I'm seeing you guys now. If I would have met you in first year, of course, I would have spoken about these things. But but you are absolutely right. You are absolutely right. And this example, pay attention to this example because it is going to highlight the things they mentioned for finding a higher purpose. And this is example of managing director. It's a high post for eBay. It's an international business, Canada. Yeah. So see what happened there. This managing director, who is of course female, Andrea, had just such a change in perspective. And let's see what she's saying. I had to get over the feeling that it would be self-centered and unseemly to put myself out there in the media, she told the authors. I realized, and this is the this is the managing director of eBay Canada. She's saying, I realized that my visibility is actually good for my company and for the image of women in the business world in general. Seeing my media presence as a way to support my colleagues and other professional women freed me to take action and embrace connection I did not formally cultivate. I did not formally cultivate. So even a person like Andrea, who has reached a top position, managing director, is the person who is running the operations of eBay Canada. And Canada is a developed country, of course, so it's a good position to have. So even a person who is in that position, they can also think that she's saying, I did not formerly cultivate. Earlier, she did not have these sentiments, but once she was told that it is going to impact the image of the woman and take care of gender bias and whatever, she also said that okay, maybe I should talk more with the newspapers and media and whatever they have tried to say in this. So this happens many times. Like we feel that we should not we should not network for whatever the reasons are. Just like Shan shared some insight of her personality with all of us, what type of person she is and whatever she said. So these things happen with all of us, and even the people who reach in the top positions, even they sometimes don't spend as much time in networking because they feel that school is everything and let's take the best GPA with that, and you graduate with a high score. Yes, that is very important. I'm not saying GPA does not matter. Of course it matters, but uh, sometimes because in international business, for example, it is many times who you know and how they know you, that is going to matter a lot. People want to do business with people they are comfortable with, and people are comfortable with those people who are trustworthy, who are likable, who they can speak with openly, exchange ideas. So those skills are very different than your ability to be a top student in accounting class or finance class or whatever. The skill set is different. So many times international businesses, as you must have heard some of the examples which were in the recorded sessions, which I'm sure you must have watched by now because you are writing journal. Um, and I will be posting more of such recordings going forward, so you can listen to them also. Many examples I have given in those recordings, where businesses, the final business was took place because how two groups or two people gelled together with each other. So yes, they have to have other things, but how you relate with other people, how you can influence other people's decision making, not by pressure, but because they like you, because you have that type of personality which it requires to network properly. Um, so these things matter. Let's see how they are concluding. Many, if not most of us, are ambivalent about networking. We have mixed feelings about networking. Should we do this? Should we not do this? It is hard. I go to people, they don't talk back in the same way. I can't take like rejection. Uh, Most people cannot. Uh, so if you are someone who cannot take rejection, then how you will reach out to someone who don't know and introduce yourself and all of those things. So you should be able to take rejections. It's fine, you are introducing yourself, and it can happen you are talking with someone, and the other person is talking with you, and then a third person comes in, and the focus of the person with which you are talking goes to that person. So it is possible that I am talking with Alano, and Alano is talking with me, and I feel I am able to network with Alano, and then Latavia comes in, and Alano's attention goes to Latavia, and no more attention on me. Before Latavia came, Alano's attention was on me. This can happen. So how to deal with that type of situation? What should I do? Yeah, it's difficult, because now I can feel like, rejected, and there is no need to feel rejected. See what is happening. Listen to what Alano is saying, what Latavia is saying, and then um, see if you can build something on those lines. Um, how would you maintain and keep these networking connections? It's very interesting and important reflection. If you can, please check what Turner is saying in the chat and reflect on this. Turner is making comment. How would you maintain and keep these networking connections? Like, it is not easy to. It is, you can network with someone, but then to maintain and keep that connection, that is something which is even harder. You would have to invest your time, your energy. In the beginning, you will not be getting much from the relationship, because you should be someone who is maybe giving something to the other person, and maybe after giving two three times, you start looking at the connection, that okay, what am I getting from this? What am I getting from this? Yeah. So, and many times this happens if you reflect in your own life, because people are thinking about what am I getting from this, and that is where you lose the real networking. You will get what you will get after a time. You won't get anything right away, especially when you are in a junior position and the other person is high at a higher position. Because think about it, the higher position person don't need you. You need to make a network with that person. So in the beginning, you will be thinking about how to maintain and how to keep these networking. So it is a lot of giving. So it now depends, are you someone who can give for a longer period of time without, and you are not giving to take something, some advantage in the future. No, you are giving because you are a giver. And then you, like, think about it, how most of the people in the group, I think, are Christians. I am Muslim, but most people, I feel that maybe they are Christians. So let's take example of Prophet Jesus Christ. How did Prophet Jesus Christ network? What was his methodology? What was he was taking from people? He was giving people, giving. Yeah. So now everyone knows in the world there might hardly anyone, even atheist would know that there was Prophet Jesus Christ. Yeah. Everyone knows Prophet Jesus. Yeah. Why? How? What is the network? It's a big network. It's a very big network he made. Like or like Mother Teresa, how she made the network. What was she doing? Or Nelson Mandela, how we know about him? It's a network. We know about him. He does not know about us, but we know about him. It's a giver attitude. So what you are taking is learning. You are taking learning from the experience. So the most times the focus is on tangible things. Yeah. So tangible favors will come on its own. They will come because your network, when they will see you worried after networking of 3 4 years, they will ask themselves that what happened, and you won't have to ask that what happened. They will just help you out there. I'm sure you have seen these type of examples in your life, in the life of your parents, in the like who knows who, and how people help you in your life, just because they know you well, they were able to help you. Yeah. Those type of, but anyways, like for example, you get to know them but don't have the time to keep up with them much longer than that for whatever reason, such as having too many connections to keep up with. This is very interesting point. I did not think about it. So this is lean. Thanks for this, making this line. I'm loving this line. Such as having too many connections to keep up with. If you have too many connections, it's not networking. How you will be able to network? You have too many connections there. It's not possible to be in touch with too many. Although some people are able to, some people are very good in it. I know a couple of people in my life also who are super networkers, uh, super networkers, and they really have a lot of connections. But general people like me and you, for us to make too many networks, it can be very time consuming, and we have to, so that is why you have to be very selective. You have to be very selective how many friends you keep. You have to be very selective how, if for example it is just like if you are going to watch Netflix also, and every night, and you are going to be on WhatsApp all the time, and you want to be on Instagram, and you want to be on TikTok and all the social medias also, and you want to check your emails also, and you have to study also, and you have 5 courses also. Now it's you have spread your plate too much. You need to cut your time on those things, like okay, from all the layer activities, what is the most essential. So just do that. Same is with the connections, with which are the right, identify the right connections now, and have spend more time with those connections, so they are built over a time. And it is also possible that you will try and build some connection, network connection, and after 2 years 3 years, maybe it is not as helpful as you thought. Yeah. How to deal with that type of situation? So these are some very hard questions which we really should think about. But having said everything, it's the key thing is that there is no substitute of network. It works for us or not. We still need to spend time and energy in building our social capital. Yeah, networks. That's how we move in the society and so on. But you feel like it would be good to have that person close. And if you are giving, I don't believe that is networking. Okay, Shan, that is also very interesting take on like if you are giving. Yeah. And this is what happens. This is what happens. Like you are giving, and it is giving 2 times. One time giving, 2 time giving. So give 2 times, and now you say third time it is my time. Like let's say I want to network with, let's say I want to network with Lorraine, and I say, Lorraine, let's go out, and I will treat you. And I take Lorraine comes out, and we go, and I pay for whatever is the expense. And then next time also I pay, and third time also I pay, and Then I start thinking that, oh, whenever me and Lauren go out, I'm the one paying and Lauren is not paying anything. So I say, this is not networking. Well, it is networking. I am paying by cash, she is paying something else. She's maybe sharing her knowledge about some topics, or maybe we have some shared interest. She's telling me something from there. So you might be giving in some situation, but the other person must be giving something. Maybe it is not tangible, that is why you don't see it as a network relationship. Yeah. But generally what I have seen in my life, that people who really find good networking relationships, they are genuinely trusted in giving. They are not takers. And in the end, they turn, it's very funny, in the end they can take whatever they want because people know them. Uh, if you don't have, I feel the way I want you to look at networking, and this is my personal opinion, and of course you can disagree with that, no problem with that. If the genuine interest in networking is not there, in the genuine interest of sharing your knowledge with the other people, if that genuine interest is not there, then you will very soon you are going to get tired. Very soon you are going to get tired, because that is how it is. If my genuine interest is not there to share what I want to share with you guys, it is 5:07 now, 7 minutes gone. I need to close this and I need to move on. But I am okay with talking with you. Same for you. If you are still there, 5 o'clock time is done. You have something else to do. Why are you there? You are just there. So it is a networking relationship we are building there. But if if you are always thinking what I can take, then to form very good relationships might be hard, because every time your mentality would be, I am giving this, and what is other person giving. And many times what happens that after a period of time, when you have given a lot, then the other person opens up. And it is also possibility that other person is never going to open up or give the type of things which you are looking for. So again, these things are very interesting um, to reflect on. Let me conclude with this. Okay, so I was saying, we know that it is critical to our professional success, yet we find it taxing and often distasteful. And that is why we find networking difficult, because generally people are not givers. We give them something and then they don't give something, and we are kind, oh, it's over, it's not working. Yeah. And that is why it is taxing. If it were the case that when you give something and the other person would give something to you, then it would be very easy to network with anyone, because I give you this, Shan, and you give me that, and we are satisfied customer. Then there would be no problem in networking at all. And that is why it is different, because it does not happen that way in real life. These strategies can help you overcome your aversion by shifting to a promotion mindset, um, instead of preventive mindset, identifying and exploring shared interest. What are the shared values? How I can contribute in whatever way other person is putting this, what I can put, expanding your view of what you have to offer, uh, and expanding your view also on what you can get. Maybe the other person cannot give you what you want in exchange right now, but they can give you something else, which is, it is like barter trade in way back, which you must have looked at this concept in economics class. Back in the day when money was not formed, people would do business, like I would give you rice and you would give me bread, and I would give you shoe and you would give me a shirt. So different commodities were being exchanged because people can give different things in return. But Shan, I do understand what the sentiments you mentioned and the things you said about your personality. It is of course hard. And motivating yourself with a higher purpose. This is very important, higher purpose. If your purpose is not very high of networking, if you are not sincerely there to make a relationship and your focus is what I can get from this, then you are not going to take much from that anyways. Um, it is like preparing a topic for exams. If you are preparing a topic only for exam, then you are focused on what type of question will be asked. Nothing is wrong in that. That is fine, and most people do that. But if you are preparing the topic for life, how to apply it, and you use all the resources to really understand the topic, not for exams, but just for yourself, then you will be also successful in exam because you have thoroughly studied the topic. Yeah. Same way with network. If you are networking with people in these, looking at these things which we try to discuss in the last 2 hours, then eventually you will gain something. And many times, without even asking, you will become more excited about all this and effective at building relationships that bear fruit for everyone eventually. And my last comment would be that all these things are very easy to